Hello everyone, welcome to the third video of this course. So I believe by now everyone has set up their automation anywhere and is now able to start the process. So this is your home page. Now to develop any bot, we go to the automation, and here as you can see there are multiple three folders are here and multiple taskbots are available in this particular screen. So these all taskbots are the bots that do the automation that completes any work that I automate. Here in the left side there is a folders view under which currently we are seeing only the bots folder. If you want to create a specific bot that you want to process, you can create a subfolder like this and create your own bot inside that, or you can also create a bot in the parent folder itself. A best practice would be that whenever you create a new bot for any project, just create a new folder like I will say subfolder. I will give it name variables and overview and create folder. So creating a folder is more useful when you have multiple sub bots that would come at the later end when you'll be creating so many bots to automate a single process. But when you are working on single bot, if your bot can be run through only one file, then it's you can create that in the main folder itself. Okay, so for now I will create a bot over here. I will, let's say, first bot. Be ready to create your own first bots. I hope you would find it good. So currently the panel is being loaded. This is how the interface looks like. So current view, this the panel which is in between grayish part. This is your flow view, where you see your commands which you are using the actions. It has two more views. One is called list view and dual if you want both the views to be visible to yourself. So what I prefer is generally flow, sometimes list as well. Now here over here this first bot is your title. You can edit it what you want to call your bot, what is its description, like what the bot does. And then first comes the variables panel. So there are some few predefined variables as well, that like if I open system, here I can get the what is my task invoker name, what is the CPU usage currently, what is the RAM usage, what hour of the day is currently being, what is today's date. So such kind of uh, predefined variables are there which you can use in your code that you would be exploring while developing your own boards, progressing through them. And then in the variables we can create our own variables which we will be creating to store any value. So variable, what is variable is basically if you are from a non-technical background, I would like to explain it as a box in which you can store something. Now that box is of also a particular type. Like in a water bottle, I would store something of type liquid. That is the purpose of a water bottle. Whereas if I say cardboard, then in cardboard I would store something based on its size. Like if it is a small cardboard, I can store light things which are less in weight or light objects that I can store in them. If it is a heavy card box, I will store heavy objects in them. That's the kind of a variable in which you can store something, some kind of information. Now in automation anywhere, the variable are is of these following types. It could be a session, form, table, record, dictionary, list, boolean, date, time. By in general, the most commonly used are number, string, boolean, dictionary, and file. These are some which are used commonly. And Windows is a variable which it's itself implied by the bot whenever you work on any kind of screen. So for now, we are just going to use a string type variable. I will just name it hello. You can give any description, it's optional. Now there are three checkbox over here: use as input, use as output, and constant. So the term is, if I check the use as input checkbox, then this would mean that this particular variable is required when the bot is running. So that this particular logic would come later on the course when you will be creating multiple subbots. So so an overview would be that if this checkbox is true, then this whenever the bot would be running, it would require this value to be pre-filled. When it is a user's output, so this variable would work as an out argument, like you give a value to a function. So similarly, this variable will be passed on to the subbots. And third, constant read only. As the name describes, once you define its default value, it can't be overridden. Now, for example, I will enter a default value like hello world, just like any language, that is world of RPA, something new, and click on create. So this way I have created a string variable, and you can see over here these quote marks, this defines the string variable. Now another thing to do over here, that is for following the best practice, that before writing a word you should write s, a small s, which denotes that it is a type of string. If we would be using a list, then we would use L, dictionary D. So it's basically the abbreviation for the type. And one more thing again, that if you have once created your variable, you cannot change its type. So if you want to create another, you would have to delete it first. Then next we have got actions. So in actions, this is the panel where all the predefined activities are present, using which you would be automating your processes. There are so many activities to explore, and we will be exploring them one by one throughout the course. So first of all, as if you have learned any kind of programming language, you might have seen the Hello World program. We are going to start with that. So I will just search for message box. As you can see here, it has popped up, and drag it into the center of the screen. Now the flow is like there is a triggers part. This section is not something to think about right now. Then comes start. From here the bot will start. Then message box, with the activity that we want to run. Right now it is showing a red sign, which means something is wrong. So it says that enter the message to display it is invalid. A red sign is there. So I will click on it, and it says it cannot be empty. That means an input is definitely required. So we are going to give the input as our variable. I can either press F2 key or click on this. So I will press F2. Then I will choose and insert a variable through this, and yes, insert. So this way you can insert your variable. If you want to write anything together with it, you don't need to add a plus sign to concatenate two strings. You can directly start typing over here. This course is developed by Piyush Agarwal. Now if I want to display this particular line into a separate line, like first a hello variable, whatever content is there, and the second line should come below it, then what I can do, first maybe I can just press enter and let it be there, then it will work. Or I can again press F2 and use an enter system variable. I guess it if we just search for enter, this is a system defined variable that we can insert. Now hello variable, then enter variable, then our string. Now let's just click elsewhere. There is one more property, if you have observed, close message box after. You can utilize it in your program if you want a message box to pop up and close itself after a specific amount of time. Now we will save it and click on run. Now what the process is, this particular code, a small file is deployed to your computer system in the where the bot exists, and then bot reads this particular content and starts automating the scenario on your personal desktop. So this bot running, this is the automation anywhere bot agent which is working. And as you can see, this message pop up, this shows our content. Hello world, that is the world of RPA. This course is developed by Piyush Agarwal. I will click on close, and it says your bot has run successfully. A glamorous message appears onto the screen. So this is now if we see in the list view, this is again just like a message. You can use it. Now more what we can do with variables, we can store any kind of data. So let's do a simple addition program over here. Instead of hello, now that was a string variable. Now I will create number variables. So let's create number. Here I will say and first number, and click on create. Second, I need my second number. Create. Oh, I need to mention it as second number. So I can edit it and let's call it second. Now let's create a final number, which is sum of number. So its type will also be number. Now create. Now I want the first number and second number to be given by user. Unlike the s hello variable, in which I had given a default value, I want anyone who is running my bot to give this input. So let's try searching for input. Nothing came up. So what is the keyword in Automation Anywhere? It is prompt. Prompt is a command action in which you have got 4 more commands for file, for folder, value, or if it is a yes no option. So since we just want a particular number, we will choose for value. Now we will enter the window caption, enter your, that is first input. It is the title bar of the input window and the message what the user will read. So enter a number to add. Now it says assign the value to a variable. So I want to store this in a particular variable. So what is happening? It shows that only string type value can be used. So I cannot accept a number variable from a user. So what we will do now, we will click on create variable and let's say s first number, create and select. Similarly, let's copy it, and for this one, now we are going to fill, enter second number, and similarly again as the previous one, we'll create a variable as second number. Now you must be thinking, why have, if we need to create and again the two variables of string type, why did we even create variables of numeric? So the taking input is of you can take input in the form of string only, but you need now to add those two numbers, you need to convert them into a numeric form. So let's search for number. What do we have over here? We can convert to string. If I check string action, here I have a command called toNumber, which says converts a string to a number. So I will use this over here. Now my string is I can write it manually, $s first number. This is my string which I want to store in and first number. Now you can see it is now popping up into the drop down. So this drop down will only show those variables which are available, in which you are allowed to enter its value. Now let's just copy it again. Over here, a $sign s second number, select, then our second number. Now we need to do some calculation, that is we want to add two numbers. So under number utils function over here, I have got a calculate expression. So I can use this, the expression to be calculated. It is dollar and first number plus dollar and second number, and save it into the and sum number. So this was a simple um, addition program that we have built in our bot. Now as we want to display this to our user, so what I am going to do, I will again use a message box. Now over here, see, interesting thing to see, if I click on insert a value, I can only see string variables over here. I don't see a numeric variable which I can use, because message box does not allow you to use a number variable. So one way is to convert the number variable to a string and save it into another variable and then use it inside message box. But that is going to increase a variable count for your bot. And it also matters the number of variables that you have created for your bot. So what is the good practice is, you write your variable name, like I'm writing and some number. Right now it is not correct, then put a dot and multiple functions comes up to you using the IntelliSense. So I need number to string. So if we write a variable, a numeric variable in this form, variable dot number colon dot to string. So this means now our variable number variable is converted to a string data type. That's it. We are done with this program. Now let's save it and run it. Now again, this bot, basically this automation 360 tool, it will download those dependencies and save it in my desktop system, which the bot will use to run. Here it has asking me for a prompt. First input, enter a number to add. Let's say 2. Okay, then the second number, again this time, okay, I'm giving 3. Okay, so it says 5. So 2 plus 3, 5. Definitely, yes, that's the easiest answer. Great. So we have again run our bot successfully. That's all guys for this particular third video. Hope you have understood the logic behind variables, how we can run a bot, and what are actions. Actions are basically commands that we use to automate a process.